there, welcome to NZ Money Come, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. We're into December, exciting times, Christmas is on the way. We are doing very frugal things this Christmas and there's a ton of reasons why we do that. Some are environmental, some are just because that's what makes life work for us, and some are real challenges that we decide, okay, we want to make this a little bit harder for ourselves. How can we do that? I will do it this way instead of, money's an easy solution, isn't it, to lots of problems. Sometimes you need it, and other times you can look for other ways, and that will help just as well. And you'll likely learn some new skills in the process. So today I'm cash stuffing. If you've watched before, you'll know I'm playing a bit of catch up this year. Instead of saving money at the moment, we are topping up our emergency fund online. I've started an emergency fund also for cash stuffing, and I'm just trying to get those envelopes stuffed. So very little money is going towards anything else apart from the essential bills online and then here into the envelopes. My husband's money is, instead of being invested, that's going straight into an emergency fund. So cash stuffing today. What did I start off with? I started off with $7.90, but I've been out and I've bought two things. One was this. It was a really cute Christmas jar. I'm not sure if you can see there. It says Joy. Oh, you can't really see it so well. But anyway, it's very cute. It's not for this Christmas. I'm going to use that for next Christmas. But that was $2 at the Salvation Army shop. So I've got that. So I've spent $2 and I've been to get milk. And that was $8. No, that can't be right. Is it $7.50? $9.50. So I have got today to stuff $780.50. And I'm going to start off with my grey binder because this is my must stuff binder. No matter what money I have, this is always going to get money. And I'm going to start off with school fees. I have played a good amount of catch up. Everything's been more expensive this year than I had imagined, and I guess that happens for lots of reasons, but this year I have kind of not worked everything out perfectly just because it was so much more expensive than I was imagining. That's okay. I'm on to my last $1,000. Let's put it that way. Once I've stuffed $1,000 in here, I am going to take a break to January. Actually, that's not true. Not another $1,000. Once I've made this up to 1,000, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 100 there. So that's 6. So if I can get that done before December, at the end of December, I'll give myself a break. If not, I'll just be stuffing all the way through. That's all right. It's designed to take me all year, but it's just now that I'm at the end of the year, I'm getting impatient and I just want it done. Food, I'm putting in 150, but I've already basically spent 10. So I'm going to put in 140. Now this week at the supermarket, I will be buying extra ingredients for baking because we'll be baking some things, as Christmas gifts for the jars that I had purchased. So you can check out my video about how to have a frugal Christmas, or I can't remember exactly what I called it, something like that. And I'll be using this to buy some of those things as well. I do have a Christmas fund as well, which we'll get to, but for now, that's that taken care of. Garden. I'm going to put $20 in my garden fund. Our bad luck is not over. We've had a bit of bad luck, I reckon, a bit of a run of it, and I thought we were done. So I went out, I spent all my garden money. It's been a few weeks since I've recorded a cash stuffing, but I have been stuffing in between times, but life has been busy. So went out, spent all the money that was in my garden envelope, and the other day I was going to work and I looked in our garden and someone has been along and literally dug out some of the plants in our front garden and nicked them. I couldn't believe it. And they were the big, I had bought lots of little flowers and kind of cheapish things, and then I had bought 4 more expensive plants that were about $35 each. And they've taken 2 of those more expensive plants. So yeah, I was gutted. I was so annoyed. I thought, what is the world coming to when, you know, everyone that lives around here would have seen me working on the fence, painting the fence, planting in front of the fence. You know, like it's been such a long project. Just to come along and nick it, I was like, urgh. I was very cross. So next one is work travel for my husband. He's got 1 more trip this year and then he gets January off from a trip, so that'll give us a little bit of a reprieve. So that's 70. Tickets and fun, I'm going to put in $50 here. I don't know what we have specifically to spend money on, but it is coming up to Christmas. I don't feel like spending money at all, and I'll tell you why very soon. And this here for my kids, I have 1 child that I owe $10 to, and 1 that is still not done their spreadsheet, so they've banked up $50. One's very good at collecting this money every week, the other one not so much. Oh, hang on, is that right? Yeah, so one's got 50 and one's... Hang on, did I just do that incorrectly? That's right, isn't it? So one's got 50 and one's got 20. But I don't want to shortchange anyone, I'll never hear the end of it. Now, the reason for my economic distress at the moment. Oh, it's when the sun's just come around, sorry about the shadows. It's really nothing to do with petrol, but it is to do with the car. And I was in a car accident, it's really about 3 weeks ago now. And it's been an absolute nightmare. I found out on Friday that our car is being written off by insurance. They will pay us out. You know, our car was not an expensive car. We bought it for $5,600. You know, about a year ago. They're going to pay us out actually just over $6,000. So that's fine. But we do just have 4 days to find another car. So we've been kind of looking on Trade Me like mad people. We've been and test driven a couple, and we've found one at a dealer that we like. We don't have the $6,000 yet from the insurance agency because we only get that once we give back the hire car and all this kind of jazz. So we need to use the money that we have ourselves to go and buy the car, and then they will pay us back $6,000 and, you know, a couple of $100. So that's okay. But we can't find our exact same car. That would be impossible, especially in a short period of time. I feel like our car that we have had was a good deal. It was a good price. It was nice. It was very tidy. Did have a lot of Ks on the clock though. The car that we've decided to go for is actually a lot more expensive. It's more than double the price. And how are we funding that? Well, we've taken some money from our investments. We've paid ourselves out some investment money, which we have never done before. We've only ever accumulated. But we decided, you know, based on the 4% rule, we can actually take out quite a lot of money. And we have made a couple of recent investment changes, which I will tell you guys about in a later video. So we've done this thing that made us feel a little bit uncomfortable. It feels weird to be spending some money on ourselves like that. But it's a hybrid, so hopefully the petrol costs will be cheap. It's a bigger car, so when we're going places with the kids, we can fit in all our camping stuff. My kids row, so there's lots of regattas to go to. There's plenty of camping to be done, and hopefully this will just make that a wee bit easier. We could definitely have bought a cheaper car. We did find one similar to the car that we have had. But my husband especially, he wanted a different car because we had bought our old car at a time when our needs were different. So we wouldn't have gone out looking for a new car, if you know what I mean. We wouldn't have gone, oh, let's get rid of our old car and buy something more expensive. We wouldn't have done that if someone hadn't ploughed into the side of me and written the car off. So I'm trying to think positively as, you know, that's a nice opportunity, but what it is just heaps more money. So we've spent it, well, not quite yet, but we're about to. Tomorrow we're going to go and pick up that car. So there's $60 into my emergency fund. Okay, into clothes I'm going to just put 20. Cleared that out. Took my daughter to Save Mart and we bought a few bits and bobs. Dentist, I have a dental appointment this week. I'm going to put $100 in here because I have a little challenge that I'm trying to fill out in case I need a filling, which, you know, I'd never be surprised if I do or don't, because sometimes I think I'm great and no problem and then I need one, and other times I think I'm not and I'm perfectly fine. So the x-rays will tell us. So there's 100. The actual dental appointment is only $100. I've changed from my old dentist to a new one because they had a $99 deal for new clients. So that's what I've done. I didn't have any particular affiliation or, you know, loyalty to that other dentist. It was just the one that was around the corner. So let's go. That was 100. So there's 50, 60. 70, 80, 5, 90, 100. Again, 0 out of 10 for beautiful presentation. But what matters most is that I'm doing the work, right? That I'm putting the money in. So let's see what I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 200, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85. $285. A birthday's been and gone. In fact, 2 birthdays have been and gone, so I've cleared that out. I'll cross that out and we'll start again with that. I quite like having a little birthday challenge. It was funny today, my husband's like, oh, should I book the dog in for a groom? And I was like, oh my goodness, please no. I just don't feel like I can handle any other expenses. Like I just need to stop spending money for a couple of weeks, which over Christmas can feel like a crazy thing. But I was just like, the cost, you know, like we've got all these end of year school things come up. Oh, can you buy this? Can you do the plate for this? We're doing this activity, we'll just add it to your school account. You know, it's just money. So I was feeling very, not stressed isn't the right word, but I was really thinking, I don't know how we would do this if we still had a mortgage. You know, like it would just, I think it would be impossible. We're definitely doing things now because we don't have a mortgage that we absolutely could not afford to do if we still had a mortgage. So I'm grateful for putting in the hard yards 10 years ago and getting rid of that. Optometrist. I've also been to the optometrist and I've had my eyes tested and there's just $5 left over there. So I will get my new glasses over the next couple of weeks. What am I going to put into there? I have to look at my list. Yeah, I'm going to put in 20. So that gives me 25 and I'll just start saving for that again. Tech. Just going to get 10 to add to my very sad 40. Eventually I'll get there with this envelope. Maybe 2026 is going to be my year for tech. Shoes, this is for kids' shoes. I've got 60, 70. My son will definitely need new school shoes next year. I'm not sure if I'll take that out of the school fund or whether or not I'll take it out of here. Just probably decide that closer to the time. Rego and warrant. Well, this is the other thing. We just literally a few months ago paid extra money because we had to warrant our car and it needed a bit of work. So all up, we've spent $1,000 on that car really recently, and just to have it gone like that, it's been, yeah. It's changed the way I've thought about things, that's for sure. And with our new car, because it's a more expensive car, we won't just be having third-party fire and theft, we'll be getting comprehensive car insurance. So that's going to be a bit, well, quite a lot more expensive. It's going to be double the price, but I'm not willing to self-insure a car that's worth more than $10,000, whereas our old one was $5,600 to buy, and then each year, you know, it's depreciating. So, although in fact this car has gone up in value, I guess, but generally, you know, they're going to depreciate. So I would be happy to self-fund that. Not happy to self-fund something over $10,000. That would hurt if the car was written off and it was my fault and I had to fund that myself. So rego and warrant, I'm going to put in $30 today. 1, 3. So 30, that gives me 90. Again, this is one of those ones, slow and steady, but I don't feel like going slow and steady. I feel like busting these things out and getting them out of my life. I really want to start the 1st of January like with a really clean slate and a really good plan going forward. You know, make it work. I feel like that makes me feel more settled as a person. So I've got my Christmas envelope here. I've done the shopping, and this is what I've got left over. 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, and no more money is going in there. And hopefully I will have still quite a big portion of this left over. But if it doesn't go for presents, then it will probably go for food, and if it doesn't go for Christmas Day food, it'll probably go for food over the holidays, you know, just when you're having more people around and what have you. So doctor, but I'm not putting anything more in, I don't think. Doctor's just getting 5, and in there I've got 160. Let's see how much I've got left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got $55. So I'll put my 5 in there. Bikes is getting 10. And there I've got 1, 2. So this will give me 90, 290. Hygienist. Now this has been something I have avoided all year, and that's really bad. But I'm going to the dentist. If they think my teeth look like they need a clean, I'll just put that in at the same time. 1, 2, 240, and I'll actually just put in another 10, so that's 250. And then it's just vet and dog food. So vet was just down to get 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 100, 150, 190. Let's give that 10, and then that's 200. And dog food. We've been out as well and bought more dog food, and that was raw meat, and this is for both the dog and the chickens now. We've also got chicken food. They don't eat that much, to be honest. They're still a real pleasure. The little chicks are growing up quick. I love them. I might try and add on a little video at the end if I can, if I have time and enough bandwidth to do it all. But they are an absolute joy. I love that they snuggle in and fluff, you know, like I put my arm kind of like this and they'll just come in here and fluff their feathers and stuff. They're very sweet. They're almost fully feathered now, so they're growing quick, and tonight's the first night I'm going to try them without a heat lamp. I've just got a box full of lots of hay, and I'm going to leave that in their kind of main area that they spend if they're inside during the day. Normally I've been getting them out and putting them in a different box and just putting that under the heat lamp. So yeah, that'll be good to give them a bit of a try. This is where the kids put their money for their contribution to one of our charities, so I'm just going to put that in there as well. And that leaves me with $10 whole. What to do. I feel like because I'm going to the dentist, I'm going to add this to my dental envelope. Other than that, that's me. How's your lead up to Christmas going? Are you on top of it all? Oh, that's the other thing I'll have to use that Christmas money for, is a Christmas tree. So that will all go. Forget about it. There'll be nothing left over by the time I buy a Christmas tree. But that's alright, I'm excited and I'm going to do that this week. I don't normally do it so early, but this year I am, because we're away for a week in the middle of December, and then if I waited, that would normally be the week I would do the Christmas tree, but if I wait till then it'll be too late because I won't be here, and then if I do it the week after, that's basically Christmas, and then that's way too late. So yay, I'm excited. I do love Christmas time. I love all the baking and the traditions. We gave our first gift today to one of my kids' teachers, and that was really cool. I don't like to buy crap, so I had really nice things. I had beeswax candles, I had a hand knitted dishcloth, I had a jar of honey. What's the other thing I had in there? I did have some chocolate, and I had one other thing. Oh, I had a Christmas decoration. The food obviously is not second-hand and stuff, nor are the candles. We made them, but the basket's second-hand. I'm not buying anything that will end up in landfill. The decoration was it was new, but it was second-hand. It was this kind, it wasn't exactly this one, but it was this kind of thing. And then one of my kids just wrote a note on the back. So that teacher could, if they wanted, use it as a Christmas decoration and remember someone from their class, or if not, they could just rub it out, it's written in pencil, and use it themselves. So either way, we are good with. So that's it for me. I hope you guys have a cracking week. I will endeavour to get another video up in a week's time talking about our Christmas budget. And yeah, just trying to stay on track. Honestly, the amount of money that I've had to pay out in this last kind of quarter, it feels like the kind of money that could keep you awake at night. So I'm so very grateful. Whilst it's a real pain not to have a car and have to go and buy a new one, it's really annoying, but it's not a disaster. And that's how being good with your money and being really frugal so that you have some left over can really help just with general lifestyle, but not just lifestyle, with general ease of mind, feeling peaceful. These are annoying things, but they are not end of the world things. And it was kind of cool to withdraw some money from our investments. We use the 4% rule, so we work out how much money we have, and then we go, okay, if we withdraw 4% of that, how much will that be? And then we can put that into account. We didn't actually take out the full 4%, we only took out what we needed for the car, which was about $8,000. So it wasn't, it was a little tester, but like I said, that's the first time we've done that, and it's quite a different feeling from like stacking it up to taking it away. That is a bit of a mind shift, but yeah, if we manage an early retirement, we're going to have to get used to that, aren't we? So I'll leave it there for now. I've got some dinner to get on with. Got the seitan rising in the oven and the rice ready to go. I just need to go and make a sauce. So we're having like a faux chicken fried rice, because it's not chicken, it's seitan. And I need to make a satay sauce to go with that. So I'll catch you guys next time. I hope you have a great week. Bye for now.